All right, July 27th, a workout breakdown. It is a chest day. I believe the 27th is a Monday. Double check that. It is a Monday. So nice lifting block. Like, I think everybody loves a Monday lifting block to start their week. I know I certainly do. It is kind of like getting hit in the back of the head when you walk in and it's like a beat down right in the beginning of Monday, as I know a lot of people do take Sundays off. So again, you got your flat bench chest press, incline press with a pause. Keep that in mind. Like the small things do matter. That pause changes the entire dynamic of those 4 or 5 sets. And then a decline press. So you're hitting all 3 of the primary lifts here on chest day. Incredibly taxing, a ton of weight moved. I've always thought it was a fun exercise that once you finish all your sets, to take your math, multiply how much weight you moved each rep between each set, and multiply by how many sets you did, and just see how much gross tonnage you actually moved. It's a fun little note to make. You don't need to write it down necessarily, but it's kind of neat to see, if you were to write down that you move 3,000 pounds, which is very light, most people are going to move way more than that. But if you just move 3,000 pounds and then in like 6 months, you see a setup again where it's flat bench, incline, decline, and you do it again, you go back to your notes from 6 months earlier, how much more weight you've moved based off the strength you've acquired over those 6 months, or, I just made those numbers up, but you get what I'm saying. It's kind of a neat little data point that I've always enjoyed. I like numbers, though. I know not everybody is the same. I can hardly get some of you guys to write anything down. But then you can have a little you go, I go here in the second block. A 5-round AMRAP. I think you go, I goes again every now and then are just fun. Like, they're just a good way to break things up. And again, I think my favorite part about the you go, I go, outside of like the communication part and actually having to talk to somebody, which I know not everybody's a fan of, is just the output side of it. It allows you to almost purposely increase output, which is probably my favorite part of the you go, I goes. So I know pretty much going into this, especially something like this, which is like really, really short, it can be hyper explosive here and just work on that higher level of output that when you're by yourself, like if you were to do this and just get rid of the you go, I go, like you're not going to be anywhere near as aggressive. Like you just can't be. That's the part I like the most. So still 15 minutes here to get through 5 rounds. Is it finishable? TBD, depending on you and your partner and how aggressive you are. I do think it is finishable, just to be clear. But I do think a lot of people won't finish depending on what you choose here. But you can break it up any way you want. So you and your partner got to decide if you're going to do 12 or 15 reps and calories. I would just stick to 1 and roll with it. And then if you pick 15 or whatever, you guys can decide how you want to break it up. One person can do the whole 15 if they want. The other person can do the whole 15 of the row. Or you can go 7 and 8 or 10 and 5 and kind of play off of one another and figure out how you like to do that. 15 calories on the ski erg is actually kind of a lot for a lot of people. A lot of people can be pretty explosive for like 8 to 10, maybe 12. But once you get past that, there's diminished returns and we start to fatigue. So it's probably is a world where finding a way to break that up is the smart way to go about it if you are trying to not only conserve energy through the course of 5 rounds, but get through it as fast as possible. So again, that's the part where the communication comes into play. So calorie ski, calories road, a walkout plank to push-ups. You got to walk out, do a push-up, walk yourself all the way back up to a full stand. Again, you and your partner can decide how you want to break those up. And then the 10 ball clean to overhead, which in my head is about 5 reps each, obviously, is meant to be really heavy. So knowing that it's only 5 reps, knowing that if you do finish 5 rounds and you are breaking up 5 and 5, you and your partner are only doing 25 of these total each, right? So you should be able to move a decent amount of weight here. So again, furthering that point of increasing output when you get these kind of you go, I go situations. I will end with that. The 27th is also the first day of Urban Legend Plus. I probably should have led with that because I know some people, once they see the workout, kind of shut me off. But Urban Legend Plus is going to be on the whiteboard. And keep in mind, Urban Legend Plus is 4 extra weeks of lifting. So knowing that it is obviously chest day here, your whiteboard is going to have your lifts that are going to be a little bit more consistent, definitely more consistent for the next 4 weeks. So this first block is obviously all heavy lifting, so yours not going to look too much different than this. The rep scheme will look a little bit different, and the rest will look a little bit different. But it's ultimately going to be tilted towards you getting stronger, obviously for the Urban Legend, but literally consistently. So every single chest day and leg day and shoulder day, leg day and shoulder day, you will on the whiteboard do your lifts. If you finish them early, you can hop into class with whatever they are doing. I do think the majority of the time in Urban Legend Plus, those 4 weeks leading into the Urban Legend training, the main 8 weeks, you guys will finish your lifts, and then you will have the kind of choice if you'd like to jump in with the regular class and maybe get some conditioning that you're not going to get during the Urban Legend Plus training because it's so heavily favored into the lifting. But that's how that's going to work. There'll be more clarity as you get in there and you guys start doing it. And I will just last thing say, if you intend on doing the Urban Legend Plus, you want to stick with it. Like, it's not going to work very well if you're missing workouts. So, a really popular question the other day was, if I'm really good on the chest, but I really want to work on the legs, like, do I got to do the chest? And the answer is no. Like, you can just do regular chest workouts. If you think you're, I mean, again, that's assuming you know that you're good on the chest. You can just work on the Urban Legend Plus training on leg day. So keep that in mind as well. Obviously, if you guys have any questions, just let us know.